morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, I'm going to be getting all gospel on your ass, and we're going to be playing with MK Sensation Extreme. Hello. I hope people are doing well. I have my coffee. It's early in the morning, and I'm feeling okay. If you're watching over on Facebook, welcome to you. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. You can always join everybody here in the chat at youtubes.com/Jade Starr, or you can head over to Twitch at twitch.tv/howtoapp on iOS, or you can watch the show daily in the browser because it's there every day within the website. So where all the playlists are and all where you can catch up and check on everything that's ever happened on this show, except for the nudie runs, of course. That's on the Patreon, which is patreon.com/Jade Starr. Hello, Brad Example. Hello, Mobile Metal. Hello, Sai. It's good to see you. Hello, Hambo Hounslow. Hello, Thomas Christ. Hello, Thomas Gillane Music. Hope you're doing good, fine, and dandy. Alrighty. Hello, Ed B. Also, my friend. Good to see you. Let's jump straight in and talk about what's happening at the end of this week, what's coming up for the rest of this week, because it's going to be fun. So if you enjoyed the LumaFusion show did on a couple of days ago, well, be prepared, because I have a special for you. So this Thursday, for most of you who live in the past, Friday morning for me, changing things up a little bit. So doing 2 shows on that day, the usual time at this time. Doing a special LumaFusion Q&A where I'm going to delve into and do a little special at the beginning on keyframes, on how to use keyframes and how to insert your own text fonts. Because we have Songtember coming up, and a lot of people, there's a whole lot of new shows on YouTube, like, you know, you've got Metalhead Hippie, you've got Your Music Live, Mike Enjo has a new show showing off people's music. So there never has been a better time for people to be making video clips for their songs. So I thought we'll jump in again, we'll have another look at LumaFusion, and we'll do a Q&A so you can ask all your questions, no matter if you think they're stupid or not, it doesn't matter. So that is happening on Thursday your time. Oh, that's a bit, there we go. So we're going to do a Q&A, but keyframes are something that a lot of people may be scared to use, or, you know, don't really know enough about, and or haven't imported a lot of fonts, and fonts can really help make lyric videos. So we'll also be doing a special on how to make lyric videos very soon as well on this channel. And then after that, we're going to, a couple of hours later, having a very special late rant with Pete Johns from Studio Live today, which will be uncensored, totally unscripted, and full of goodness, something you shouldn't miss. Yeah, because it's always fun when Pete comes on the show, and we're not going to bullshit around. We're going to get straight to it, and we're not going to candy color code anything like the crazy candy colored clown or something like that. Cool bananas. All right, any price drops? We can quickly have a look. I don't think there are any. I had a quick look. Aphelions, the only really extra one that's been added from yesterday. If you caught up on yesterday's show, a fly tape, all the fly tapes are all there. All the fly tapes are in there. OBXD still on sale. You still got a little bit of time, I think, or maybe you haven't. You haven't got any more time. All the Bleece apps are no longer on sale. There you go. So, cool bananas. What are we doing today? What are we going to look at today? What are we looking at today? We're looking at MK Sensation Extreme, which is made by Gospel Musicians who make Pure Synth and Pure Piano. And is it good? It's It's really good. It's like having a whole lot of Pure Synths all at once. And Pure Synth is already cool enough, but it's really ace. I'll quickly jump back over here. We'll do a search because I can't remember. Okay. Sensation. Can't remember how much it is. Why didn't it show up? Did I spell it wrong? Sensation. Oh, I wrote my sensation. There we go. Oh man. Why did the extreme one not come up? It's a 25. Thanks, Si. Thanks for doing that. So yeah, it was on an introductory. I probably should have done it a lot earlier, but things get in the way. It is that. So yeah, so I think $24.99. Is that about right? Special period is over. But look, trust me, it's hell worth it. There's a lot going on in there, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So let's jump in and open it as a standalone first, because we're going to open it a few different ways. La 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 la. And there you go. Alrighty, so it does look a lot like Pure Synth. So if you've used Pure Synth or Pure Piano, straight away it's familiar. That's a good thing. Always a good thing when something's a little bit familiar. It's really easy to navigate, which I'm going to show you. And hopefully you will agree. So off the bat, all of the settings and main controls for this are in these little pads here. So you've got 6 little pads down here. And if we go from bottom right, there's your keyboard. So you can bring up an on-screen keyboard anytime you like. And you can get rid of that nice and quickly. All your settings are in here as well. So this is where you've got your overall tuning, micro tuning, all that kind of stuff. Your MIDI learning, all this kind of stuff. The audio, so you can change the sample rate, all that jazz. This is where your MIDI source is, so you can choose what controller you'd like to use and all that stuff. The channels, the MIDI channels, pretty self-explanatory stuff, 16 channels. And this is where, so for that one price that you're paying to, there's 12 gigabytes of samples, yeah, of sounds in here. And when you pay that one-off price, you get all those sounds. They're all yours, but you have to download them either onto your device, or you can save them onto a external hard drive, which is really cool. And it's what makes Pure Synth really good too. And especially with new M1s and anybody who's using an SSD, they run really, really smooth. When this initially came out, there's a few bugs and it was crashing a little bit, but that has been fixed. So as you can see here, there's 12 gigabytes, all free as part of the install. And I have put all of these sounds on my external hard drive. So if I just get out of there for a second, so shall show you. Here's my external hard drive here, my Rocket Pro, and MK Sensation Extreme Samples. So when you download them, they all go in here. There they all are, and they all get organized by the app. So that's good at any time as well. You can actually change that if you want. So you can go into these settings and you can hit up here, and it will allow you to move them all back onto your iPad, or you can choose another destination if you would like as well. So that's really cool off the bat. If you're short on space, happy days for you, yeah? So that's where all the settings are. Nothing astonishing there to freak out about or be worried about. We'll go over to the top now, and this is where it gets really fun. So imagine, so you've got basically up to 8 Pure Synths you can have down here in these patches. So 8 different, up to 8. And you can mix all those together. You can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 8, and you can blend all of these together. So you can see over to the right here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love to count. Thanks, Peppy. So you can have up to 8 sounds and create some really massive sounds in here. And where do those sounds go? Well, you can just create banks of, you can create like sounds up here and save them for yourself, or this little box next to right on the end here, you can create up to 6 live sets, and in those live sets you can so you've got one, you can create 6 patches with 8 banks, up to 8 banks in each, if that makes sense. So why is this good? Particularly good for doing live sets. If you're playing live, this would be sick to have all that power inside of at your command to be able to use. Or for example, think that you're using GarageBand and you don't have a powerful iPad, or you've already got a whole lot of other AUv3s running. You could build up a whole bunch of sounds in one patch and use that in one track. So, and as you'll see, some really incredible sounds in here. All right. So before we even jump in, and when you load it for the first time, the initial sounds are lovely. So let's get back to, so you've got an edit screen here, and you actually have some effects as well. So there's a crap load of effects. You really don't need any plugins or anything like that. And there's another cool feature I'll show you really soon, which will blow your mind. It blew mine. And you have an edit screen here in the middle. So when you're in this edit screen, this is focusing on your 8 patches. So you can see you've got 8 here. Everything's in 8s. You've got 8 volumes over here. You've got panning underneath each one. And over here in this little edit box, you have 8 little tracks here, which correlate with these boxes. So this is where you can control, for each sound's volumes and amps, filters, LFOs, modulation, all that kind of stuff. So you can really finitely get into each sound. Yeah. Let's just quickly explain these little boxes down here. What all these lights are on here. So if you notice, everything kind of correlates. So on this bank 1, this little light up the top here, when I click that, you'll notice the mute gets activated. So that's a mute. Underneath is a solo. So you can solo each one nice and easily through the little pad here. This little light over here controls the effects that are running through that particular patch. Yeah. So that's pretty much what those all do. When it's actually lit up, it means it's activated. So we can go in here. So you'd have 4 patches activated for this particular sound. And that's a basic overview, but we'll talk more about that. So what I'll do first is I'm just going to load up something that I made to kick off, and let's hear some sound. So as I said, you get a whole lot of factory content here, which we'll go into. And you've got user presets, which you can save as well. So you can see I've got a few things in here. This is Jade Symphonic. And this patch basically only has like five sounds in it. Yeah, so only 5 are lit up. And as I click through them, you can see the names of them change up here, because you can add your sounds in up there. So we've got some Starr bells, a grand, we've got a chamber, ooh, and a symphony. Really nice. Fancy Clancy. Beautiful stuff. And yeah, I'm playing that. Really beautiful sounds. And they're super easy to make. So let's go through some of the patches that are in here. And then we'll go through and show you these little steps in here. And then we'll open it up in a few other apps, because I want to open up as many as I can, maybe in something like AUM. Let's see if we can crash my iPad as well to wrap up the show. Okay, let's go through some of the presets in here. And so when you choose, so you can see you've got two little banks here to choose from. So when you're in this top section, these are the presets that you've got your initialize, and then you get some sets. So if we just click this MKS out of the box, and look, you can see it loading up. So it's loading from my SSD, nice and quick. That just loaded 8 patches in here. Yeah, so that was super fast for all those sounds. Boom, 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 boom. So you can control all of these from these volumes up here, and you'll notice when I change one of these, so we're on number 1 here, which is this MKS Piano 18. If I turn down the volume over here, the volume over in this edit box goes down as well. So everything correlates, yeah? If I click over number 2, change the volume over here, you'll see it all correlates. So you've got easy access at any time, nice and big, to mix and matching and really hone in your sounds. So let's pull them all down, and we'll bring everything up slowly just to hear what's going on. So this one's the second one's like another piano. You've got a harpsichord at number 4. 3's another piano, so you've got 3 pianos in this sound. Number 5 is a clav. 6 is a vibra. And there you go. This is what makes up all your sounds. Beautiful. So we'll go through a few more just to whack some stuff. Again, you can see how quick they all loaded. Just gonna touch. Exactly, Thomas. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot going on. You can build up some really fat ass patches with this, and you know, don't pay attention to my keyboard playing. As most of you know, I'm just a metalhead vocalist who, like many years later in life, is just starting to dabble with a keyboard. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, but that's all right. We're not judging or anything like that. So in here you've got you can see. So there's a whole bunch of all acoustic pianos. We'll load this one up, for example. And you can turn all these off at any time and bring them in. You can mess with all the volumes here. And let me just have some coffee because it is very early in the morning and very cold here in Melbourne. You can change, pull any of these sounds out. So as you notice here, we have like, 4 pianos. I don't want that many pianos. So what I'm going to do is in number 1 here, I'm going to go up here and throw something else in. So it's a little bit different. When you open this section here, you actually get a whole lot more instruments to choose from. Because the top one in there, that's all the the full kind of patches of up to 8 sounds, and then here are all your individual sounds. So what you'll notice if you've used Pure Synth before, most of the sounds from Pure Synth are actually in here. I think there's a few, like the basses are missing. Oh no, there's some bass in that. So the acoustic basses, the guitars, those kind of things, but don't fret. It's all good. So you've got strings, pretty much all the strings. So I can add like a big orchestra, for example. So now, patch 1 here, if we turn all, I don't even need to turn all these down. If I just solo it, we've got and then we can bring in this piano. Oops. Come on. Hit that solo. We bring in this one. Number 6. Maybe for number 3 here, we'll change this up and add, like, so you've got down here vocals. So you can add in, hello, Audible. Good to see you. So you've got your human. We can add in a, what do we got? Some boys. Oh, soft boys. That's what we want. We need some soft boys in here. So now we can bring in this. So as you can see, it's really easy to build up these sounds, and there's absolutely heaps of them. So we'll go to number 4. What do we got in there? That's number 4 is another piano. So we could choose some bells. We got some tuned percussive bells. So what's this? A twinkle bell. Pull the volume down a bit. Maybe we want to pan that over to the right a little bit. Very, very super easy to build up these sounds. Let's go into the orchestra and just keep that soloed for a second, and we'll show you the edit screen up here. What you can do, and we'll click over to number 1. So now we're in number 1. You can see that little light selected there. So it's soloed here. You've got your volume, you've got some gain, you've got your pan. So if I'm turning it over this side, it turns in the middle there. You can change the value by double clicking and, adding a 50 and changing it to 50%. So you just double click on this here and you can go to 0. Nice and simple. So there's a whole lot of features as well if you hold down on any of these. So you can MIDI map as well. So I can hold down on, we'll show you this. So this volume here, if I hold down on it, you get options like initial value, learn MIDI CC, map to a function. So lots of functionality in there, all fancy stuff. You can change the semitones, the sense, voices, how many voices you want. You can detune it, spread it, change the octave. Really cool. There's each sound has so much variation that you can mess around with. And as you go across, so each one of these 8 has all these tabs here. So you can go in here and you can change the attack and hold and suspend, and all that stuff in the release. Usual stuff, right? You can change the polyp honey if you like. So you can go in here and change all this stuff in here, change the release, all this kind of stuff to take it mono. You can change the range of your mod, all that kind of stuff. Really, really cool. Oops, go back to number 1. You've got your filters in here. So you've got LFOs and you've got your mod wheel. Now, each of these two, if I go into filters here, you'll see if I click on while I'm in filters, you've got a whole lot of presets for filters as well too. So there's just a lot of really beautiful presets just to kick you off, which is awesome if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, and as I said, all of these work for each of the pads, each of the sounds, and as you go through, you'll see the name changes along the top here, so you know what you're working on. Really ace. So how do we bring all of these together to create a song or a live patch for live sets? Well, I'm glad you asked, even though you didn't. So you have your live sets over here on this button, and hi, be jamming since birth. When you go into your live set here, you'll notice the first time you open it up, there's nothing in there. It's just on the initial, and everything's at a default. So if I click on that, you've just got one track set for each one, which is just a sine. But it's really easy to add stuff. So you've, again, underneath here, when you click on this, you can go into your setups here, and you can choose anything that's already pre-made or anything from your user bank. So we'll just go in and you've got splits as well. We'll cover splits as well. So we'll just grab a gospel stack, something like a big worship session, yeah? So I double click on that, and now that session is in here. So when you click on it, it loads everything up, and here's your session here. Really, really cool. And some things are muted in there. And it crashed. What do you know? And these things happen because iOS, really. That's the second time that's happened to me, so that's a bit odd. It is a little bit odd. I haven't had that happen, and I used this for about 3.5 hours yesterday, so that's absolutely odd. But what are you going to do? You know what you can do? You can get super upset about it, throw a tantrum and smash everything, or you can just get on with it and hope it doesn't happen again. Because what I was going to do next is go into a user preset like this symphony I made, and hopefully this one works. So yeah, here's the patch I made. Big sounds. I mean, incredible stuff. Greg says, I took it better than me. Crashed twice. I would snap. I'll curse you to hell. Shit happens at the end of the day. Like with anything, if you're making patches and stuff and you come up with something really good, just save it really quickly. Get into the mindset, and then you can always go back if something crashes. So what's really cool about this, you can have up to 6 of these in here. Beautiful stuff. So we'll go in and we'll grab a split, yeah? I'll show you the split. So we'll just grab this perfect shout split. And now so we've got a bunch of sounds that are all split. And how do we have a look at the splits? The splits have their own section here as well, which is really cool. And it's super easy to split everything up across your keyboard. So there's a little split button here. And look at that. So you can see right now that we have sound 7 and 8, these two down here. They are split to this section of the keyboard. Hello, I am Stephen Tucker. Hope you're doing well. So you've got sound 7 and 8 that are split to this part of the keyboard from C3 down, yeah? And then all the rest of them are split out over here, right? Which is really cool. How do I change that? I want sound 6 to go over here as well. So you just tap on the actual, the bank, the sound that you want, and then just grab here and move it along. And you can move it wherever you want. You can split these, you could split things right down. You could make all of these, say, this part of the keyboard, make them really small, and then you could take sound 5, bring this into kind of the middle. Try not to overlap them. Say about there. We'll do the same with 4. So you can get really creative if you've got a really small keyboard. Like I'm using the amazing Arturia Keystep 37, which is amazing. And then I can take these 3 sounds. So now we have all these sounds split across my keyboard. So now when I go ahead and play, so everything's split out, and you can mess around with to your heart's content, and it's really, really cool, really fantastic. And then if you want to save any of these changes you've made to a patch, super easy. Just get in here, hit your little save button up here, and you can overwrite. You can change the name of your patch. Super easy to do. It's ace stuff. Really wonderful. I just think it's great. And I'll show you in GarageBand. In fact, we'll do it now. Get out of there. So, just for an example, we'll close this out. Goodbye, and shut you off there. And I'm going to open up GarageBand. The reason I'm opening up GarageBand is because there still are a lot of people who follow this channel who still use GarageBand, and GarageBand gets overlooked. But where this is really cool is, as I said at the beginning of the show, if you're a GarageBand user and you're struggling against the whole optimizing performance because you're loading so many sounds into your GarageBand and you maybe don't have a lot of memory or whatever, it's an old iPad, this can be handy to layer a whole bunch of sounds in one track. Right? Super cool to do that. And I've pre-made a little bit of a loop here with some drums and bass. Let's have a listen. Yeah. Smooth. Righty. Cool. Let's record some of this in. So I'm using the Jade symphonic thing that I made, which are the patch that I made. If we go full screen, have a look, you can see there's only 5 sounds in here, so nothing fantastic. There's a symphony, some oohs, chamber, some Starr bells, and a grand piano. So let's just add this in and see what we can make this sound like. Give it some... Nice. So there's 5 sounds in here. Let's just go into a second track, which I have loaded up. And play. Just have a... Okay, so let's put this in here. And as you can see with this particular sound, let me load it up. Yeah, so this one's got a flute, clarabelle, orchestra soft, a symphony, and so... So let's add this in. We shall go back to the start, remove that. Cool. Simple as that. And there's a whole lot of warm sounds. And remember, you can actually, on the fly, if we solo both of these, let's just go into the top one and solo it. We can, on the fly, take out stuff. So if you're not liking the sound, you want to mess with it a little bit more. So a lot of advantages to using this in GarageBand. Ace, yeah. Look, and we saw it crash, and we know things crash, but it, as I said, I used it for about 3.5 hours yesterday, just tooling around, going through a whole bunch of the sounds, and it didn't crash once. Hey, it is what it is, you know. But the sounds are absolutely beautiful, beautiful sounds, and I could see for using this live, take a lot of stress out of creating some really big sounds. It's due to the pandemic. I guess a lot of people aren't doing things live, but I'm going to open it back up again as a standalone because I want to show you something else, because this is where shit gets really, really cool. Something I didn't realize about this and found it out kind of a little bit, kind of sort of by accident. So we'll cover some effects as well. And these little pads over here, because these are interesting too. You'll notice they're grayed out. I'll show you how to activate these suckers. So we've opened it up. It's back to the initial. And what I want to do is create a whole brand new bunch of sounds down here. So here we are in number one, and I'm gonna click up here. But instead of go and choose any of that, because the top category here, you've got like a whole bunch of analog and wave tables. So you know, you've got your squares, pulse, saws. You've got a bunch of stuff in here, some mod triangles. So all basic stuff in there. You've also got all this factory content, so MKS sounds, bunch of pianos, clavs, acoustic pianos, so upright, a lot of the same sounds that are all in Pure Synth, some electric grands, so heaps of keyboards in here, heaps of stuff to choose from. You know, it's definitely not a shortage of stuff in there. You've got strings, so plenty of ensemble strings, cinematic stuff. We'll come back and have a look at these just a little bit later. But what I want to show you is when you close that out, you have a plugin loader. What the hell is this? And you'll notice when I click on it, there's a whole lot of familiar names sitting there. Audio Kid, Audio Damage, what? Arturia, huh? What's going on? Apple, Apesoft. Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. It's really, really cool. So let's go down and have a look at So we'll start at Gospel Musicians because this is sick. If I click on Gospel Musicians, it says Pure Synth Platinum. Really? Really, truly? And if you click on it and then hit open, it opens up a mini version of Pure Synth inside of MK Sensation Extreme. So you've got access to any of your in-app purchases in Pure Synth. So if I click up the top here, I can go into these sounds here, and I don't know, I want an acoustic. Let's do this, an acoustic guitar. What do we got? A flamenco guitar. Really, truly? Truly, madly, deeply? I want an acoustic bass. Let's get this full jazz upright. Now remember too, I have Pure Piano, all my sounds on Pure Piano as well are on my SSD, as well as all the sounds in MK Sensation. So my little SSD is working overdrive. My amazing Sabrent SSD is working overdrive to pull all these sounds. So I can choose this jazz bass. That's cool. Close that out. Close this, and it should be, there it is. We'll give it some gain. Well, isn't that sexy? So this really is a Pure Synth on steroids. It really is. Let's see, can we go to another track? What else can we get working in here? I don't know. Let's go to the plugin folder. Let's see what else we can have a look at. If we click on each one, we'll just go through and see what pops up, yeah? So V-Tines is in here. ApeSoft VCS3. Apple has got the AU sampler out of GarageBand and the AU MIDI synth. What? So Arturia has iSem. These are the things I have installed. Stream Biter, Primer. Audio Damage has Continua. Look at audio modeling. Are you fucking with me? Swam Cello? Nah. Really? I'm trying to open it, but it doesn't seem to be opening. Maybe I'll try another one. Maybe it's not working. Maybe you have to open them before. So that didn't open for me. I've got digitalisms in here. Can I open that? I'll try. What I will try, because I know this worked. What about Waverly XL? See, I've got nothing opening for me at this time. Oh, no, it's open now. Ah, that's why. Oh! What? Oh, let's grab my favorite sound out of here. What is it? It's number 17, is it? I can't remember what number it is. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Let's just go with that, yeah? So then you can close that out. Then we've got Waverly. So we'll click on this patch here, go to number 3. That's why it wasn't working, because it wasn't activated. So again, plugin loader. What else? Blue Mangoo. So WebSDR's in here as well. iFretless bass. You got Bleece Alphas in here. Holy fuck, man. Jesus. Audio Modern play beats in here. Audio modeling. Let's try cello now. See if somebody stop me. Okay, thank you. We'll just keep that in just for the sake of it. Let's see how far we can go and add some stuff. Number 4. Man, this is sick. This is I really had no idea this was in here. It was something I kind of just found. So Cube Synth, UVI, Beat what? Beat Hawk? You can grab Beat Hawk as well? Get the fuck out of here. Jesus. That's pretty impressive. So what do we got? Some sounds here. We'll grab a choir from here. We'll go for a male choir. Some R's. And load. There you go. So if I close that out now, and solo beat hawk. Oh, why isn't it working? There we go. We'll come back down my. And yeah, you've got all your blending here. You can pan all this stuff. Plus, you've got all the sounds that are already inside of MK Sensation. Pretty fucking sick, yeah? I just want to have a look at what else is. We'll click on that and go to number 5. So what else is in there just to show you? So Yonak, oh my god, Galileo, Cauldron, Magellan 2's in here as well. Able to use wood synth, Sugar Bytes, Apparillo, drum computer. Man, totally worth you in looking at this. I mean, fundamentals in here as well. Voice synth, grand piano, agonizers in here. Mood units, ID 700, GeoShred as well. Get the layer. You've got Korg modules in here too. So you got some Clevgrain stuff, Synthmaster 1, Pure Acid. Yeah, very, very cool. I don't really know what else to say. And super easy just to go up here and anything you've created, go in and save it. And we'll just call it the Mega AU Mix. Boom, boom. And there you go. There's your sound. So you could actually then create a live set. Go into your live sets here. Go into your presets and grab Mega AU Mix. And take out that sign. And then I could go into patch 2 and add my little one that I made, my little Jade Symphonic. And straight away, pretty damn cool. Got to get rid of that sign. Oh, you see now, hear that sound there? That's because I'm trying to go too fast, and it's still, I've got to remember, it's still pulling these sounds from, these things are still trying to pull AUv3. So you got to, if you're doing this, take your time. Breathe when you load a patch, yeah? Because you got to remember, it's trying to pull all these sounds from either your AUv3s or from your external hard drive. So don't get too excited. So now I'll click on my patch. Give it a second. Lovely. So let's just cover a couple more things before heading off. Over here, you've got this little drop-down box, so you can actually keep your mixer there. You can go to your sends and global sends for your effects, and we'll cover these effects now just to wrap up. The effects button is over here, and here's where all your effects are. And trust me, to get to these effects, you just show you with my finger here. You just hold down on a blank space, and there you get a whole list of stuff there. Delays, chorus, phases, reverb, distortions, stereo, equalizers, amps, tuning, dynamics, miscellaneous. There's heaps. So we'll grab this reverb and we'll grab this F verb, And so we're on the master at the moment. And you can do this with each individual track across the top. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm clicking across the top here. So you can have effects on individual tracks, or you got a global and you got a master, yeah? But it gets better. How cool is this? I want to control the size of this master. See this little button here? I want to control this on the front page. Hi, Gary Hubs. So how do I do it? You remember earlier I mentioned, see, you've got these boxes over here, and this one's grayed out, and this has something set here, so for global. Well, to add something to this, because if you just click on them, they don't do anything. You can't, you hold down and nothing. I was stumped going, how do I add anything to this? So you go into your effects, and say I want to control the size for this global, which is already set. Or maybe I'll control the, what do we do? We'll control the dry. Yeah, we'll control the dry. So you just hold down on there, and up comes here, these little drop down, and I want to hit map to function. And you'll see those little things start flashing behind. So I'm going to touch. And now that control is now over here. So I can add anything to there. You can go in and add any setting. I can go into this edit screen, into my symphony patch here. Just make sure it's turned on. I might want to change the pan of this particular sound, and I can just hold down on that pan and map to function and add that down there. So you can add 4 of these down there. Now if we just solo this symphony, you can see, so you've got these 4 little shortcut things over there, which is super, super handy. And remember, you can MIDI map all this stuff as well in the settings. So don't be afraid of that. That's really cool. This is a fucking killer app. And I apologize for swearing, but it is fucking sick. There's a lot of depth in here. So if you're thinking about the price, and you know, as I always say on the show, apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. But if this is something that is going to like help you out with something like your GarageBand projects, you want a whole lot of really rich sounds, add something different to what you've got in Alchemy, even though GarageBand's just given us a whole bunch of new things that won't take up a lot of space and won't clog up your project in GarageBand. You've got this, yeah, and the possibilities are endless. There's one other thing I want to show you before leaving. So if you want to have, so the sounds are amazing too. I know I haven't gone through a lot of sounds today, but trust me, they're really amazing sounds. If you've already got Pure Synth, or you know, you want to go back and have a look at my Pure Synth video I did, covered a lot of the sounds in there, so you can go back and watch that video. Last thing I kind of want to show you, we'll just close it out, we'll close out GarageBand, is in AUM, just to show you how in depth this thing is. We'll just open a copy of it here. MK. And anything you save, any presets, you can open them up in whatever, you know. So if we open it up in here, all my presets are sitting in here, my user bank. Oops, we'll open that one. Cool, but, so just so you know, all of the parameters, every single effing, look at them all. Look how long that line of parameters is. We need some elevator music. Everything is open to you. They have gone the absolute hard yards. It's like they've given you the entire inner workings of this entire app for you to fuck around with. So LFOs, you know, using with other apps in AUM, the sky is absolutely the unadulterated limit. So for your $25, you're getting a hell of a lot. It's definitely an investment, but I think this is an investment that will absolutely serve you. very, very well. And just for fun, let's do this, because I promised I'd do this at the start. Let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate this. Let's see how many we can open before my poor old iPad shits itself. Yeah. La la la, la la la, duplicate. Yeah, it was on sale, but holy shit. So we got 4 of them here. Boom. We got 5. How many can we do? Boom. We're still at 30%. Boom. 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 Duplicate. Duplicate. Man. How many have I got? Jesus Christ. Can I open any of them? Let's change some of the sounds in here. I'm using a iPad Pro 2018. So it's, you know, it's not a new one. It's not an M1 or anything like that. Let's go in and change the pack. See if we can, if that'll make any difference. We'll add a split. Cool. Go in this one, and what else? I'm just choosing random stuff here. Still only sitting around 31. I'm really impressed. Just maybe we'll add 4 or 5 more. So this is good news for people. So clearly, to have all these kind of sounds in one app, and jeepers creepers. So you can see we're still sitting at 33 DSP. What have we got with the settings on here? So we're running at 512 buffer size as well. So that's color me impressed. Yeah. Pretty damn cool. So there you go. That is MK Sensation Extreme. I think it's wonderful. As I said yesterday, I hadn't really had a chance to spend some time with it, and I really didn't. I just read the manual, and the manual's super easy to get accustomed with. I didn't watch any videos on other people's channels on how to do it. Simply just loaded it up, and I'll give you a quick look to find the manual in your settings. If you go to, yep, there's your user manual, which opens up on a page. Look how it's really nice and big writing, really simply laid out. Look at that. Like I felt like I was actually absolutely being given all the information very simply without, you know, I definitely didn't need a Gavinsky's tutorial for it, if you know what I'm saying. So there you go. And it was super easy. So I think it's sick, mate. Anyway, thank you very much. Hey people, my friends, if you did enjoy the show, you can hit the like if you like, because it's up to you, totally up to you. Or you can hit the dislike, preferably an even amount of times. 16, 22, 68, as long as it's an even amount, I'm happy. But that's the end of the show. Thanks for being here. And remember, hey, if you see somebody around these groups and you see they've released a song, go and leave them a comment. Go and listen to their music. Check out people's music that you see around these groups too, because you know what? We all rise together. And we're all in this together, and we all should support each other for our music. So it doesn't cost much to leave a comment, or just even leave a like. If you can't be bothered leaving a comment, that's cool too. And you know what? Do those things that make you happy, because happy people are happy people, and we're all happy. Yeah, happy, happy, joy, joy. And make mistakes because they make you better at the end of the day. And you know what? I'll see you tomorrow. We are looking at 4 Pockets side band thingamajiggy, which is really fun. It's like a post kind of mastering thing, which works really cool with vocals. So we're looking at that tomorrow. And as I said, the day after, we are doing the Luma Fusion Q&A, and then having a big old chat Getting Honest, Down and Dirty with Pete, uncensored, Pete Johns on Thursday your time as well for the uncensored rant. So until tomorrow, have a great day. Do the things that make you happy. Make mistakes, they make you better. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Audible Video. Goodbye, BG jamming it since birth. Goodbye, Thomas Christ. Goodbye, I am Stephen Tyler. Goodbye, Cy Ethan. Goodbye, Gary Hobbs. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye, Russ. Goodbye, Russ. Me love you long time, Russ.